Now at 9, a Delaware County program is giving former inmates support to reintegrate into society. Learn how they help former inmates re-enter.
And Ministrista holding a weekly event that helps kids to gain a love of reading. Find out just how they do it.
And mass amounts of deportation cases have stalled President Trump's plans. We have the latest.
Finally, an update to President Trump's plan to buy and take over the Gaza Strip. We have the latest.
Tonight we are tracking winter weather returning to Muncie. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Abby Urban.
And I'm Lily Taveras.
A program launched in 2022 is working to help former inmates with mental health and substance use disorders. NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter learned more about the recovery programs.
The Mental Health of America of Indiana acknowledges the impact the criminal justice system has on individuals and their families. I'm Amelia Winter, and I spoke to Kim Krager about a program that works in recovery through individual and peer support and to help with families mitigate the psychological repercussions of incarceration. It's the first of its kind in our state. The Delaware Integrated Reentry and Correctional Support, also known as IRACS, is a reentry program with a mission to help inmates enter society effectively. This year marks IRAC's third year in Delaware County because of the variety of support they have to offer.
We have forensic peers that go out and meet with people in the jail. We have navigation peers that work with the jail release program in Delaware County Community Corrections to get people out on treatment. We have people in reentry that work with everybody who's reentering into society.
IRACS has consistently shown proof that their program is working because of the abundance of support provided. Since July 1st, 2022, Delaware County IRACS has had a total amount of 2,910 participants. The recidivism rate for program participants is 16.1% compared to the statewide rate of 38.2%.
There's a light that comes on it, and you can see that in people's eyes when they begin to accomplish things and feel proud of themselves. You see the self-worth coming back.
Alongside the IRACS program, the Peer Addiction Support Team Recovery Program, also known as PAST, not only works with the incarcerated, but the entire community to provide support and help recover.
We call it peer support. It's peer-to-peer. We have a similar experience, and we just kind of use not only our professional acumen, but our experience to walk alongside them and really just to kind of coach, be there for resources, and to be their cheerleader.
In the spring, the IRACS program will be attending a symposium right here at the Ball State Student Center to share more about their program. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
IRACS and PAST work together to lower the reoffend rate in Indiana and help the community come together. PAST offers resources to the entire community as well. To learn more about both programs and their resources, visit pastrecoveryservices.org and mhai.net.
Ministrista Garden is finding ways to bring the community together every week of the month. NewsLink Indiana's Wyatt Mayer has the scoop on Storytime Saturdays at Betty's Cabin.
Every Saturday morning, families are gathering together for a weekly tradition at the parks of Ministrista that is sparking imagination and a love for reading to the next generation.
I really like the idea of having there be like a set time every Saturday where you can bring your kids in for a free story time. That's the best thing about working in here is just kids get to come in for free and just have just the time of their life in here.
Every Saturday at 11, the Ministrista Gardens host Storytime Saturdays for kids in the community. However, it's not just your average story time.
My favorite part about that story is so at the end of it, we decided to end the story with a giant snowball fight. But then of course we'd always end it with all the snowballs being thrown at the storyteller, which is just fun because the kids love to do that.
As an attempt to boost community engagement and provide families with fun activities for free, seeing Muncie locals participate in Storytime Saturdays means the world to Fetch and Hauer.
That's one of the things I really like about working here, and I think I share this with a lot of other people that work here. It's very fulfilling work just to be able to provide something for the community here.
Minnetrista will also be holding a family adventure day at the park on March 26th. In Muncie, Wyatt Mayer, NewsLink, Indiana.
Starting next month, Minnetrista will be starting a new book called When Spring Comes to welcome the spring season. For more information, go to www.minnetrista.net.
Louisiana could become the second state to put an inmate to death using nitrogen gas. The governor says the state is set to resume executions, and one of the options will be nitrogen hypoxia. With that method, an inmate breathes in 100% nitrogen, depriving the body of oxygen. Louisiana is one of the 4 states that have approved it for executions. Alabama is the only state to have used it, putting 4 inmates to death. There is debate over whether the execution method is humane and whether the procedure causes undue pain. Louisiana has not executed an inmate since 2010. The Death Penalty Information Center says 63 people are currently on death row in the state.
Immigration courts are facing a record-high backlog, and that will probably be a tough challenge for the Trump administration, which is seeking to deport thousands of people. According to new federal data, the backlog exceeds 4 million pending cases. Immigration courts decide whether to deport immigrants, and they have been bogged down over the years as more cases are added. The backlog, which includes people seeking asylum, doubled since fiscal year 2021, following migrant surges along the U.S. southern border. Cases have been piling up faster than immigration judges can keep up. Some are scheduling hearings in years in advance. One judge said their next availability is in 2027.
President Donald Trump is further explaining his plan for the U.S. to take over the Gaza Strip during an interview with Fox News that aired today. Trump said Palestinians would not have a right to return to Gaza.
The president said his housing goals for Palestinians outside of their homeland would be permanent.
The Palestinians
no
have the
big
right
money
to return?
spent. No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them, because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever. It's not habitable.
Trump is expected to meet with King Abdullah of Jordan and other Arab nations in Egypt tomorrow. So far, foreign leaders have rejected Trump's plan.
The families of hostages still held in Gaza have requested urgent assistance from mediating countries after Hamas said it will postpone the hostage release due on Saturday. The statement posted today by the Hostage and Missing Families Forum did not specify which nations the group were engaging with. The January hostage deal was primarily mediated by the United States and Qatar. Hamas said it will postpone the next scheduled hostage release, claiming that Israel broke the term of ceasefire. Israel has claimed the militant group violated the deal and put its military on high alert.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu plans to send a delegation to Qatar to further discuss the Gaza ceasefire and the release of the hostages held by Hamas. An Israeli official tells CNN the mid-level delegation would discuss technical details of the agreement, but would not specifically talk about the second phase of the deal. That is expected to begin 6 weeks after the first phase of the ceasefire concludes. Netanyahu held talks with President Trump and other U.S. leaders in Washington, D.C. this week. The Israeli leader vowed to destroy Hamas and bring Israel's hostages home after 3 more captives were freed on Saturday. Next up, Trump's new executive order revolving around the penny. Learn what this means for U.S. currency.
And a new partnership between Starlink and T-Mobile. Find out how this may improve where you get your cell phone service.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
See you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for All.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. President Trump says he wants the Treasury Department to stop making pennies.
He announced the move yesterday and cited the rising of cost of production pennies as is the reason behind his decision.
The president released a statement on social media that said in part, for far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. He said this is wasteful spending, and he's ordered the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. In 2023, the U.S. Mint circulated more than 4 million pennies, and last year, the Mint reported it cost more than 3.5 cents to produce and distribute them. The rising cost of metals, including zinc and copper, is part of the reason it's been getting more expensive to make the coin. Cell phone dead zones may soon be a thing of the past. In a commercial that aired during the Super Bowl yesterday, T-Mobile announced it has joined forces with Starlink to offer satellite service nationwide. Starlink, which is owned by Elon Musk, says this service will initially allow text messages to be sent even in areas where there's no traditional cell reception. Pictures, data, and voice calls will be added in the future. T-Mobile says this offer is free until July, even for people who are not T-Mobile customers. Popular models like iPhones and Samsung Galaxy phones should be able to use the service immediately. It might take a few more weeks for other and older phones to be compatible. And right now, we are watching out for a possible winter storm said to arrive later this week.
NewsLink Indiana's Ian Kowalski is outside on campus with the latest.
Thanks, Abby and Lily. Hey, believe it or not, right now, we're actually running a little bit warm on the month so far right now. We're about 5 degrees above our average temperatures right now. I can't tell out here, though. We're in our low 30s right now. I've got this jacket on for a reason. It is cold. That's not going to be the main story for the rest of the week, though. What we're really going to be watching out for is rain and snow. Down in Louisville right now, southeastern Indiana.
Let's take a look at some of those current temperatures outside. Right now in Muncie, we're just below that freezing mark at 31 degrees, 33 in Indianapolis, and 30 degrees over in Lafayette. Over the next 12 hours, the temperatures are going to decrease as the night moves on. But here is what we are tracking. We are tracking chilly temperatures, mixed precipitation, and overcast skies.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. Let's take one more look at those current temperatures. Right now in Muncie, 31 degrees, 30 degrees in Lafayette, 33 in Indianapolis and Terre Haute, and 38 degrees down in Evansville. These temperatures are going to continue to decrease as we move throughout this evening with a low of 28 degrees. A pretty cloudy night overall and calm winds coming from the east. Tomorrow morning, if you have that 8 a.m. class, it's going to be very chilly outside. 28 degrees at 8 a.m. Partly cloudy, warming up to 34 degrees by noon and 36 degrees as the high tomorrow by 5 p.m. It's going to be a mostly cloudy day overall with more clouds forming in the afternoon. Those winds are going to pick up as we move throughout the day, up to 10 miles per hour coming from the northeast. However, as we move throughout tomorrow, those wind gusts are going to increase throughout the day. This is tomorrow at 11 p.m. You can see those gusts get up to 17 miles per hour, and they will stick around until throughout Wednesday morning and into Wednesday, and then leave pretty much all of clouds. But with these wind gusts, we do have a storm system moving in that could be potentially dangerous for the road conditions. It's going to be a wintry mix of rain, snow, and ice. You can see this is tomorrow at 2 p.m. or Wednesday at 2 p.m. We are just on that line of the clouds and showers and that snow, and then you can watch this play out. And that pink is that wintry mix, the rain and snow. So you can see Muncie is pretty much divided between rain and that wintry mix. So that could be potentially dangerous throughout the night. But then by Thursday morning, the storm will clear out and just leave a lot of clouds in its trails for a cloudy morning on Thursday, and then those clouds will clear out for a clear afternoon. The next 5 days, we do have some varying temperatures, but pretty consistent. Our average high for the next 5 days is 34 degrees. You can see it drops down to 29 degrees and then picks up to 41 degrees on Saturday, but that will not stick around very long because our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, this is February 16th through the 20th, actually says we are going to be experiencing temperatures below average. And you can see here we are in this dark blue, almost purple, so we are predicted to be well below average for the next 6 to 10 days. We do have a little holiday coming up this week on Friday. It's Valentine's Day, and lucky for you, there's going to be lots of sunshine, which we are going to need after these wintry storms are blowing through, with a high of 32 degrees on Friday and mostly sunny day overall. As we move throughout the evening on Friday, if you're taking your date out to dinner or something, we have a low of 27 degrees, so a pretty chilly night for Valentine's. In the next 7 days, we do have a couple chances of precipitation. Like I said, on Wednesday, 80% chance of that wintry mix, as well as on Saturday, we have a 60% chance of a wintry mix. You can see these temperatures are going to be decreasing and then picking back up. We do have some sunshine coming in on Monday, but we are starting the week next week in the teens, and you can see those lows even get down into the single digits on Thursday and Sunday. I'm not excited about those lows coming up.
Yeah, I don't even put away my winter stuff anymore because I'm just
yeah, I keep my gloves in my car.
It's so confusing. It's so back and forth.
The whiplash is kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, we do live in Indiana.
We had 50 2 weeks ago.
I know, and it was so nice out.
And even Sunday it was nice.
Yes.
I didn't mind the chill. Today it was fine because of the sun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as the sun's out, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Literally,
unless it's 10
degrees. I think as long as the wind doesn't hit me either, because again, today, I said, there was no wind, there was a little bit of sun.
Yeah.
So I was okay with that.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was nice. Today was really nice, actually.
Yeah, so I'm excited, but I'm not excited for that snow.
Yeah, and the lows down to 8 degrees. Oh my God.
The roads get really slippery over here.
Oh yeah, and they will with that wintry mix coming in on Wednesday.
Well, thank you so much, Aaliyah. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jackson White has a preview of your sports.
Thanks, Abby and Lily. A Super Bowl champion has been crowned, and the Indy Ignite hit a bump in the road in their first game of the season. All this and more next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, Stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh. My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jackson White with sports. History was not rewritten on Sunday as the Philadelphia Eagles got revenge for Super Bowl 57 with a 40-22 victory over the Chiefs. This victory marks the second Super Bowl win for the Eagles in 8 years, as well as the second time they have stopped another team from closing out on a three-peat, with their last victory in 2018 to stop Tom Brady's Patriots from their three-peat. From New Orleans to Indy, there's a new team on the block, and they have been lighting it up in their first season. NewsLink Indiana's Josiah Veen has more.
The Indy Ignite are the newest team to Indianapolis, and they've already made waves in the volleyball community. They are the newest team to the Pro Volleyball Federation and the newest team to Indy. The Ignite started the season as strong 4-4 and are currently 5th in the PVF. Last Thursday, the Ignite lost in 3 straight sets to the reigning champs, the Omaha Supernovas, marking their first home loss of the season. While not winning a single set, the Ignite put up a fight. The Ignite started off each set strong, but the Supernovas didn't give up and turn it on at the end of the sets.
Like, we were in it in all the sets, like sets 1, set 2, like we were right in it, and then as soon as we got to the red zone, like end of sets, like they just pushed a little bit and we kind of laid back on our heels a little bit.
The scoreboard might not do justice to the performance put on by the Ignite. Outside hitter Lecater member Monet got 19 kills, which led the team.
I definitely think there's a lot of good things that happened. Like, Isabel did a good job stepping up. Carly did great tonight when she came in. Having Cece back in, I think people who came in off the bench did a really good job. And there was definitely good moments, but stuff to learn from too.
The sets were close, but in the crucial moments of the sets, the team, self-admittedly, couldn't close. Head coach George Pageant was aware of the mistakes in the late moments and wants to work on it.
So if you can execute, you're going to be great. And I think that's what we're focused on this year, just making sure that we execute. We just came up short on a couple times where it's like, those aren't plays that we normally make.
The Ignite are back in action on Thursday night to play the 3-5 San Diego Mojo. In Fishers, Josiah Veen, NewsLink Indiana.
Staying on the court, we travel to Marion High School, where the Giants took on the Muncie Central Bearcats last Thursday. This past Thursday, the Muncie Central Bearcats traveled to Marion to face the Giants in a big conference matchup. The Bearcats started this game with two quarters that were strong, but after halftime, the Giants stole the show with a big 23-point quarter. The stars from the game from Marion were Tim Jones, who scored 29 points, and Amari Rogers, who had 16 points.
Defense, like you said, we played in spurts offensively. When we turn them over, we're good in the open court. That leads to higher percentage buckets, and that's.
The Marion Giants defeated the Muncie Central Bearcats 76-55. The Giants had help from their defense, which had 11 steals in the night. Marion plays Warsaw next this upcoming Tuesday. The Bearcats travel to Anderson on Saturday to take on the Indians. But moving back now to the big game that happened this weekend, big win for the Eagles, 40-22. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I'm very excited about that. As the Eagles fan, my dad was very ecstatic the whole entire time, but we beat them pretty good.
I mean, I'm just excited. It was a team game overall. Cooper DeJean and Saquon Barkley, obviously some big plays from them, but overall it was a really good game. The halftime show was amazing.
Yeah, the halftime show was fun. I mean, mustard everywhere. I mean, it was just kind of like that. But the game, I would say, first half, pretty boring. 24-0 was halftime score, and not really what you expected from a Super Bowl.
Definitely not what I was expecting for sure. There was a lot of, I thought it was going to be more back and forth, like into it, and then nothing happened. But you're from Philly, so you went back home, right?
Yes. So my whole entire family was so excited about this game. Everyone was like sending videos back and forth, like screaming about it and all of that. But yeah, it was great. And it was 2 people on the team's birthday too.
Yep, Saquon Barkley, I think Cooper DeJean as well.
Yeah.
So, 2 guys that balled out, to say the least.
Yeah, they
Seriously,
did.
but thank you so much, Jackson. Next up, learn about a rare space phenomenon that has been spotted today. See how we got a look.
And one final look at your weather.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. What? I'm high. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. The Euclid Space Telescope has spotted a phenomenon called an Einstein ring. The name is a nod to Albert Einstein. According to NASA, an Einstein ring is a light from a distant galaxy bending to form a ring that appears to be aligned with a foreground object. The galaxy serves as a cosmic magnifying glass, bringing more distant objects into view. Thanks to Euclid's high-resolution instruments, this is the first time the ring of light surrounding the NGC 6505 galaxy has been detected. The Euclid spacecraft launched in July 2023.
Really cool stuff coming out of the sky today, and maybe some cooler temperatures. Aaliyah, what are we looking at?
Yeah, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. You can see those temperatures decrease by Thursday with a high of 29 degrees. We do have a chance of that wintry mix on Wednesday and on Saturday, so make sure you're prepared for that. Those could cause dangerous road conditions. Your Valentine's Day is going to be right at that freezing point for the high at 32 degrees and pretty sunny for the day. Those temperatures dropping back down at the start of next week and those lows getting down into the single digits on Sunday evening.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah.
Yes, thank you.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page and YouTube channel.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.